It starts about 11 a.m. on a Saturday in October. People in special trains, coaches, and hundreds of private cars pour into our city. And for one afternoon, our population is doubled. Up to 100,000 people captured by the excitement of the biggest 1.5-mile horse race in Australia, and intent on giving away their money as fast as they arrive.
7. On Sydney! On Sydney! On Sydney! Sydney or Adelaide, up at Sydney or Adelaide.
The women, of course, prefer to spend their money on more tangible things. And what man would argue with them? But the visitors don't get all the limelight. For the Caulfield marching girls, proudly parading in their bright uniforms before this vast crowd, today climaxes a year of intense training and competitions. With the Caulfield Citizens Band, they've been rehearsing for this exacting experience for many weeks. And with 200,000 eyes boring down the back of your neck, who dare make a mistake? Last words in the mounting yard. How every punter wishes he could get down there and talk to his horse. 20 top jockeys mount up, and all over the country, Australians lean closer to their radios for the start of this 20,000-pound race, which focuses the nation's attention on our city as no other event possibly could.
And we're up. The aircraft on the inside. White Harry's over a little bit. Melody Man and Will Spence began well with Webster going up on the outside. Avalon showing a lot of speed. Contra Paris going fast with the ladder behind it. Never go. Then came Mac on the rails. Next will be Geordie, followed by Oliver Grant and Dave Bayo. Well, Rebel Reason and a look back near the rear of the field and down the street. Pressing behind them. Burgess down, followed by High Chief and Parker second last and Smoking going last. Out of the straight now and over towards the line. Well on the road. Contra Paris has taken the lead. A length and a half from Webster. Well spent in third place. He's all gearing forward. Followed by White Harry on the rails and Melody Man on the outside of it. Water gearing in the centre, Webster on the rails and Mac on the outside of Harry. But a lead with a look is joining in on the outside. Down past the full on both and Water gearing the look is the lead is just the apple. The look is over the run.
In another part of Caulfield, there's excitement of a different kind. Packer Reserve is classed among the first 6 bike tracks of the world, and for the past 10 years has been the training ground for Australia's top champions. It's a remarkably safe track, but it's better to be sure than sorry. The track is used 6 months of the year by 1 amateur and 2 professional clubs, whose combined membership would be around 200. Of course, there are some who prefer sport of a less vigorous kind. Andy Reynolds, for instance, our superintendent of Parks and Gardens. There are some pretty keen players among the members of the 10 bowling clubs in Caulfield. The ladies, of course, have their own ideas, but there's plenty of space for them in Caulfield Park, the largest of the public parks in the city. Caulfield's not a bad spot when it comes to leisure time. For something like 6% of all the land in the city is set aside as parkland of one sort or another. That's if you include Caulfield Racecourse. And throughout the year, 85 sporting clubs, as well as other people, take advantage of them. There are many ways of filling in a Saturday afternoon.
Hey, hey!
But if outdoor sport is of no interest, there's always the youth centre, and nearly 400 youngsters use its facilities every week. And already it's raising champions. Don Fitzpatrick, for instance. He's the 16-year-old here applying all the pressure, and he certainly knows how. He's already won 20 first-place gold medallions, he's the state senior bantamweight champion, and he's twice been senior champion of Victoria. But there's scope for everyone in this £30,000 youth centre, which was made possible by the council, who donated the land, by the Victorian Amateur Turf Club, who gave £2,000, and by the enthusiastic and hard-working committee. 2 shillings a night. That's all it costs these youngsters to enjoy the facilities of this modern building. Our elderly citizens are also looked after. A block of small, modern flats, known as Currawina homes, was built in 1960 from the proceeds of dances held every Saturday night in the town hall. The land was donated by the council. Here, 32 of the city's older residents live a quiet, comfortable existence, making their own entertainment, or finding it in the community hall, just a few steps from their front doors. The homes are among the finest and best equipped in Victoria and have attracted wide interest. Sunday in Caulfield is like Sunday in any other city.
The earth is the Lord's, fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. May the blessing of God be upon his own precious word.
Not so many years ago, the 62 acres of Caulfield Park were known as Paddy's Swamp, a haven for ducks, coots and divers. Now it's a show place where the city's gardeners sport their skill, and from where carefully tended flowers and plants are transplanted to beds all over the city. Standing as a tribute to another age, Sunday shadows stretch silently on until, all too soon, the weekend is over. It doesn't take long on Monday morning for the city and its people to get moving. Just before noon, the old folk arrive at their club, where a hot meal is served for only 2 shillings. But it's not so much the cheapness of the meal that's attractive, but the companionship they find there. This club, one of 2 for the old folk of Caulfield, serves 350 meals a week and receives a government grant of £800 a year. Voluntary helpers also deliver 40 meals a week to people in the vicinity. Special containers keep the meals piping hot. It's people like Miss Stevenson who really appreciate this service. She's been receiving meals regularly since being confined to a wheelchair in 1958. The club was formed 9 years ago. But behind the work and enthusiasm of its citizens is the City Council, whose decisions affect in one way or another each one of the city's 85,000 people.
Good afternoon, Caulfield Town Hall. Just a moment, please.
For the men administering the city's annual income from rates of £500,000, there can be many problems. The shortage of labour and materials caused by the war made progress on many important public works impossible. But now things are going ahead. In a short time, all the roads and footpaths in the city will be made, and the long-awaited library scheme is well underway. It's a good place to live, Caulfield, a credit to the early planners, to the men who continue to guide development, and to her citizens, the 85,000 who make our city live.